It would seem that after the presentation of the AL-51F1 in China, any questions about the engine should have disappeared. However, unexpectedly, UAC decided to showcase the latest version of the engine, which fundamentally changes the perception of the Su-57's stealth capabilities. Everyone knows that the Su-57 is currently flying with the old AL-1F engine, which, while meeting 5th generation requirements, does so with some compromises, particularly regarding sustained supersonic cruise speed. It is planned to be replaced by the new AL-51F1, also known as his Delhi 30 or the second stage engine. This engine offers improved stealth, higher thrust, greater fuel efficiency, and more a list that could go on for quite a while. It was publicly showcased less than a month ago, and notably, in China. However, just recently, a major announcement on television revealed a documentary film featuring an updated version of the engine, which has far more modifications than previously expected. The key highlight is the flat nozzle, somewhat reminiscent of the American F-22 Raptor. What does this mean? First, the infrared signature of the Su-57 will be significantly reduced. This primarily enhances protection against interceptors equipped with infrared-guided missiles, such as the American AIM-9, the German IRIS-T, as well as a large portion of manpads and other similar threats. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg, as the new nozzle also likely contributes to reducing the aircraft's radar visibility in the rear hemisphere, a known issue with the current design. While not a critical flaw, the AL-51F1 with its new nozzle could potentially reduce detection range by several dozen kilometers. Overall, it's a fascinating engine, but there are still a few important questions. For instance, does this nozzle affect supermaneuverability? Some changes are inevitable, and after all, the defining feature of the Su-57 is its extreme agility, which gives it a major advantage against interceptors and in close-range dogfights with enemy fighters. This development suggests two possible scenarios. The first is that there will be two versions of the engine, a standard one for routine operations, likely a more cost-effective option, and a variant with a flat nozzle, making up perhaps a third of the fleet, optimized for deep strike missions where maximum stealth is essential. The second scenario, which cannot be ruled out, is that the flat nozzle engine maintains the same level of maneuverability as the standard AL-51F1, eliminating the need for two separate variants. We will likely get a definitive answer in about 5 years when a full re-engine program for all Su-57s begins, forcing a choice between these configurations. But one thing is clear, efforts to reduce the Su-57's visibility are well underway, and stealth technology is becoming a top priority. This is encouraging, especially considering that the Su-57 is being used more actively in combat with an emphasis on its stealth capabilities. A striking example is its operations in Patriot SAM engagement zones. Unfortunately, UAC has not provided many details, merely stating that the aircraft remains undetected by American air defense systems. But we can analyze the situation and why deploying Russia's best fighter in such areas was necessary. It all comes down to the Duckling, the Su-34. This is an excellent bomber, arguably the best in its class, but it cannot operate effectively in Patriot engagement zones due to its radar cross-section RCS. Its primary role now involves using UMPK glide bombs, which requires altitude to maximize range. Higher altitude means a longer glide path for the correction module. However, this also makes the aircraft more visible on enemy radars. A Su-34 can be detected by a Patriot system from about 120 to 150 kilometers away, triggering an interceptor launch. Such incidents have occurred, though bombers have managed to evade the missiles. The Su-57, however, operates on a completely different level. Its RCS is significantly lower, making detection at those ranges impossible. While exact figures are hard to determine, it is clear that the Su-57 can approach within 100 kilometers of enemy defenses without risk of detection. And this is just the baseline version. With the AL-51F1 equipped production models, its stealth capabilities are likely even greater. But why is this necessary? The answer is obvious: hunting Patriot systems or striking deep into enemy territory. The first option is the most preferable, as neutralizing enemy radars immediately opens the way for bombers and additional UMPK strikes. Most likely, the Su-57 is using Kh-69 missiles for these missions, as they can cover 100 kilometers in just 6 to 7 minutes. In such a short time, a Patriot radar being relatively immobile is unlikely to relocate, and the missile's optical seeker can find it even if it attempts to move. This combination is truly formidable. Interestingly, the Okhotnik UC-AV is also planned to be equipped with the upgraded AL-51F1.